If you've been on a Nikon website today, you've seen and heard the news. If not, you saw it here first, the Nikon Z6III announcement. Hi, Ray here. Today, Nikon announced the impending release of the long-awaited third edition of the Nikon Z6. Now, the first iteration was released in November 2018. I bought mine in the spring of 2019, and, as I said again in my recent 5-year anniversary video, it's still going strong. Well, both of my original Z6s are. The second edition debuted in October 2020, and I covered that at the time. The Z6II brought, among other things, dual XSpeed6 processors, dual card slots, or at least a secondary SD slot, in addition to the main XQD CF Express slot. And I'm guessing we can expect the same in this successor. However, I didn't spring for the Z6II because, well, there just wasn't enough in it for me. And I had and still have the two Z6s. What can we take from the announcement? Well, I think it's quite obvious. Hint that it'll include pre-capture, and that's not a new thing. We have it in the Z9, Z8, and ZF. It sounds like an improved viewfinder. Now, I've said this about the viewfinder in recent cameras from Nikon, like the Z9 and Z8. Those viewfinders are excellent because the 1.27cm 3690K dot quad VGA OLED EVF has a peak brightness of 3000 nits, 0.8 times magnification. It's blackout free without frame substitution due to the amazing dual channel processing, 2 image data channels, one for the EVF and one for still image capture. That processes both images simultaneously, so there's never a need to prioritize one stream over the other. The existing resolution of 3.69 million dot is less than competitors, so maybe resolution will be increased in this Z6III. Rumors say 5.76 million dot. If that were combined with the already super bright and low latency performance of previous EVs, bonus. Beautiful colors. Could we be talking improved dynamic range? Something from the world of red? Who knows? Well, I'm already a big fan of Nikon's color science, whatever you want to call it. So, I wouldn't need convincing. I'd be all up for color science. But who knows what that might mean? Small and compact design. I'm going to assume the camera will be of similar size to its predecessors. Rumors say the body size between the Z6 and Z8, bigger than the current Z6II, but smaller than the Z8. We know that the Z6 was originally touted as a great video camera, and it was. Better than its big brother, the Z7, for various reasons that I've recounted before. Great low-light performance, and when it comes to that, I will say that I found it to be very good, at least my original Z6s. But what about rumored specs? What sensor? A new 24.5 megapixel BSI sensor, again specialized for low light, and high dynamic range. How about the processor? XSpeed7? Something new? I'm guessing XSpeed7. Now, as far as video goes, 6K? So that would be 6048 by 4032, full frame, and 12-bit NRAW. So yeah, those video specs, again, I really do hope that we get 6K. That would be really, really nice. So in terms of my use case, I quite often shoot in 8K. In fact, most of the time now, shoot in 8K with my Z9 or Z8. So 6K would be really great. Let me just explain that a little bit. That means that if I'm editing on a 4K timeline, as I usually do, that gives a little bit of extra room to zoom around and so on. So here's hoping for 6K. As far as the rest of the video specs, I'm not going to speculate too much, but it's been said that 4K 60 full ProRes RAW will be an option. That also would be great. Full HD movie at 240 frames per second with an 8-bit crop. That would be, well, it's not revolutionary. Nikon wouldn't be the first there, but that would be great. As far as the LCD screen, will it be the same as the Z8, Z9? I'd be quite happy with that, but there's rumors that there's going to be an improved vari-angle LCD screen, whatever that might mean. In terms of frames per second, 14 frames per second mechanical, 20 frames per second electronic, RAW 14-bit, and 120 frames per second stills in JPEG. 37 to 120 minute record time for video is one of the rumors, and 1/16,000th of a second shutter speed. Mechanical and electronic shutter is going to be involved there, and that's no different from the existing Z6 II, or Z6 original for that matter. 293, 297 autofocus points with near 100% autofocus coverage of the frame. And that would be 7 or 8 stop VR, so that would be the same system as the Nikon ZF. And I can vouch for how awesome that is on the Nikon ZF. Pixel shift, as previously reported, like we got for the Z8 and ZF. CF Express plus SD memory cards, as I said. And as far as the layout goes, it's going to be similar to the Z8, rumors have it, apart from the command dial, which is still the same as the Z6 II. As far as other cosmetics, rumor has it that the logo is on the top, like on the Z8, Z9. That'll be nice. And the logo on the front, like the Z8, but below the current Z6 II focus sensor. Rumor says that the body will be about 30 to 40 grams heavier than the Z6 II. So 700 to 750 grams. USB-C 3, super speed, that will be great. We all love the USB-C that has been on the recent cameras. Full-size HDMI, that's an improvement over the mini HDMI of the previous Z6s. And also in terms of communications, Wi-Fi, 2.45 gigahertz and Bluetooth LE Connect support. Battery, the same EN-EL15C that we've seen in recent cameras like the Z8 and ZFC. Will it be the C? One would assume. Could it be a new one? Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see. The price is rumored to be around 3,000 euros. In Europe, of course. So I'm going to guess around 2,400 US dollars. I'm just speculating. And shipping is expected to start in mid-July. Now I'm guessing as far as lenses, the usual 24 to 70mm f4 that was an option 5 years ago. With the original Z6, that'll be an option again. Perhaps a 24 to 120mm f4. But what about a new lens? Could we see the long-awaited 35mm f1.2? I'm not betting on that, but who knows? I think this comes at a great time. Well, I know a lot of people have been eagerly awaiting it for a while, and I wonder how many have considered the ZF, or bought the ZF because they're tired of waiting for the Z6 III. Now, will you order the Z6 III? Did you buy the ZF rather than waiting? But let me know in the comments what your situation is. So, not much more to say until next week, except to ask you to give this video the old thumbs up. It really does help the channel. And if you haven't already subscribed, 80% of viewers haven't, please do consider subscribing. Let's get to 8,000 before the summer's out. That would be great. Hit that notification bell to be alerted to new content here. And I hope to see you face to face again soon. As I mentioned in a video or two, I recently underwent some pretty significant facial surgery, and it's not ready for prime time yet. Let's just say that. I do, however, have some more content in the pipeline, recorded before that event, so please check in if the algorithm doesn't prompt you. I've got a review or two and some personal photo news, a little bit of a, shall we say, coincidental anecdote. I'm recovered enough at this point to get back to editing, but this announcement, I figured it was important enough to interrupt. I wanted to give a quick viewpoint, if that's what this is, on this important news. Again, please do add to your views on this teaser. Importantly, if you intend to reserve your copy, I did a little poll a couple of days ago. Not a huge response, but looks like a significant number of you are ready to put in an order. What an exciting prospect. I think it's going to be a winner. going on the previous two cameras, Z8 and ZF, I think this can't help but help Nikon's fortunes, not forgetting the Red acquisition. Pretty exciting. Now, will I trade one of those Z6s I talked about recently? Talk to you soon. In the meantime, take care. Cheers. We'll see you later.